What's going on, everybody? Shane and Jessi here to talk about the upcoming Game Awards. I think now they officially, as of last year, changed from the Video Game Awards to the Game Awards. They're going to air December 1st on like every single possible streaming outlet. And so we thought it would be fun to kind of go over some of the categories that we found interesting and kind of talk about who's nominated, who we think deserves to win, and potentially if we would plug another game in there that maybe didn't get the love from the nominees, or the nominations rather.
I think if it were up to me, I would plug a lot of games in there that didn't even get mentioned.
Yeah, there's a lot of very obvious decisions here, and I mean, I can see why you're trying to drill down to 5 nominees per category, and that can be difficult. So we're just gonna kind of start going down the list here in no real particular order. Best independent game. They've nominated Firewatch, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside, Stardew Valley, and The Witness. Full disclosure there, we've only actually played Firewatch and The Witness, which is going to be a trend on some of these categories. Hyper Light Drifter and I've come very close to buying Stardew Valley and Inside, but we haven't.
So what are they? Because I have no idea.
So Inside is the sequel to Limbo that you've seen, that black and white. That's
okay,
that one.
cool.
And Stardew Valley is the one that you saw me watching. It looked like Harvest Moon almost. That's that one. So
I can see that one being a winner. But I think out of the choices that we have,
I think we both think The Witness would be our pick.
Firewatch is close, but it's one of those ones that like I really didn't like, so I have a hard time like imagining it.
The ending to it just didn't really work for you.
I mean, I liked the style of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I liked what they were trying to do, but I felt like it was kind of just like over the top a little bit, like they were trying too hard.
It was a try-hard game.
Try-hard game?
Mm-hmm. It was a real try-hard.
Okay.
I think if we were going to have the ability, I think we would both plug a couple of indie games. I mean, there's a few indie games that come to mind that didn't get any love. Enter the Gungeon comes to mind. Salt and Sanctuary comes to mind.
I loved that game.
Overcooked comes to
It's
mind.
a really good one.
There's probably more that I'm forgetting. There were a lot of games there that I would have potentially put in. If I could put an indie game in there, my indie game of the year is Overcooked. I think yours...
I really like Salt. I think that's one that I played a lot of like by myself and also with you. And I liked it so much more than I thought I was going to.
Oh yeah, it was like shocking how good that game was.
It was
made by 2 people.
Yeah, like I had some nostalgic, like almost like RuneScape feel to it, you know? I don't know why, but I think that Firewatch is probably going to win. I don't know. I think The Witness deserves to win more.
I think Inside is going to wind up winning.
You think so?
The critical acclaim for that game has been off the charts.
That's true.
So I think that'll probably take it.
Limbo is really good, so if this
if it's as good as Limbo, then it's probably deserves it. Best performance. We'll hit on this very briefly because it's basically Uncharted versus Firewatch. You've got Nolan North as Nathan Drake. Emily Rose as Elena Fisher, Sam Drake played by Troy Baker, Rich Summer played Henry, Chrissy Jones as Delilah. Those are both in Firewatch, I should mention. Alex Hernandez as Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. So, of that group, I actually would give my vote to, I think I said Sissy Jones as Delilah in Firewatch. I think she did a spectacular job.
I would give mine to Troy Baker, just because I really loved his performance in Uncharted. Delilah really did a great job though, because she was like she was the interesting part of Firewatch.
I really liked Henry too. He seemed like such a nice guy.
I didn't like Henry. Did not like him.
Sure.
Delilah, I can see her taking that because she had a really good performance.
Yeah. I mean, all of those, everyone nominated there.
Yeah.
The acting in games has gotten to such a level now that, I mean, it's
hard to choose.
It's getting difficult.
And like it had to be really hard to choose like just these people.
They're
because
the big
I
ones,
would have put in oh my gosh, what's her name? from Gone Home. Of course, that's
Oh man, yeah.
the remaster, but
some of the people from Rapture, everybody's gone to the
Oh, yeah,
Rapture,
just
which is an indie game that
emotional.
we didn't mention. I think
I would've
Rapture
put
was
that on there.
2016.
I think it was.
If
I would've put
Rapture
it
is
on there for
2016,
sure.
it should be in there, and some of their voice actors could have definitely been in here too.
I almost wish that they had just like a separate awards
The indie game
for
awards.
like indie games, because they don't get half of the attention that big AAA games do. But
Yeah.
they had some great performances in Rapture and Gone Home. There was another one. I feel Virginia. That's who I forgot.
Virginia was another indie game that I really enjoyed too. Yeah,
Mhm.
of course you can't
With
really.
no acting.
Yeah,
no voice acting.
no acting at all. Best multiplayer. They've nominated Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overcooked, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which I find intriguing because that game did not come out this year. But they've done a lot to it, and it's improved dramatically this
Now,
year.
do they count like DLC drops as
I guess
games?
because
like
it's evolved a lot for sure, but
Yeah.
it is not a 2016 game, so it's odd to me that it's nominated. That being said, since it's nominated, it does get my vote because Rainbow Six Siege is immaculate. That game is damn near perfect as far as the multiplayer goes. It's fantastic. But if we're going to throw in games that didn't come out this year because they've changed, Rocket League.
always a winner.
Rocket League wins everything.
Yeah.
Rocket League's my game of the year too.
That's one that if I could throw Salt and Overcooked into it, because I'm not into online
Overcooked is
multi.
nominated.
Oh, it is. Okay, so yeah.
That gets your vote. I go Rainbow Six. But yeah, Overcooked is
Yeah, because
spectacular
I don't think
too.
Salt was like supposed to. I think that's
It
more
has
like
the
a
co-op,
cooperative.
But it's not
yeah.
a thing that's like a big deal about it as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Most anticipated game. This is interesting. God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda, Red Dead
Oh.
Redemption 2, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
I think
Man,
The
those
Legend of Zelda.
I am with you on there. I cannot freaking
It's-
wait to play some freaking Zelda Scrolls.
You know what's crazy is that like Red Dead is close second. But I mean, Breath of the Wild was one that I wasn't super excited for because I didn't understand it at
Looks
first.
so good.
Yeah, but now that I know what it's going to be on,
Give me
I'm
the
like,
handheld. Let me take. Oh my god! I'm just like, if the Switch is what we hope it's going to be, and this game is what I hope it's going to be, we'll have two of them. I think that's
Yeah.
totally reasonable. We have two PS4s. We might as well. We're just adult babies with money that we don't know what to do with, buying our video
Ain't no
games.
baby.
I ain't no dang baby. If you could toss one in there, can you think of anything that you would add in? Because I think that pretty well
I want to
covers
know what
it.
Bethesda is working on, but that's, I mean,
Unannounced Bethesda title. Yeah, I don't really have anything else I would.
Elder Scrolls 6.
We're getting into the heavy hitters now.
I want Skyrim and Fallout like all together in one, like a mashup.
Fall Rim, Sky Out. Best art direction for outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Abzu, which is one of the art directors from Journey, so that's interesting. Firewatch, Inside, Overwatch, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. This is interesting to me because, I mean, this is like, I guess all of this is to some degree, but this is very explicitly judging art.
Yeah,
Like, what's
and
the best art?
This is one that like I can't
hard.
choose one because like I'm just gonna pick one, but like for me it can't be done because they're not even similar art styles.
Which
That
one
would be like saying, well, cell shading is
better
is better
objectively than
than-
hyperrealism.
yeah, which Uncharted
that
is hyperrealism to me. Overwatch, like that is its own style.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else is on there? Inside, I mean, it's basically black and white,
but it's beautiful.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Firewatch
Firewatch,
is stunning. I find that game
the
to
design,
be absolutely gorgeous.
I like the minimalism. I like that there are some parts of it that are just breathtaking, but I don't know. I
They
don't
just
know.
don't do it. But that's art, though. It's subjective. Of these,
I liked it. No, I loved it. I love the colors. That might be the only thing that I liked about Firewatch was just the colors.
looking at it,
But that's like Doom. I think Doom is beautiful.
gorgeous. Absolutely.
And I love the fiery reds, like the blood orange. Like I love that.
So of these, what would get your award for best art direction?
Oh gosh. Originally I chose Uncharted just because it kind of stood out because the rest of them are more objectively just art. Like they're more
stylized.
driven by art. So I'm going to choose the odd one out, which is hyperrealism. So I'm going to choose Uncharted because it's the only one that stands out.
And I can defend that choice because when you break down the fact that yes, these are some hyper realistic visuals, they are drawn. These textures
it's still talent. It's
absolutely it's talent. And Uncharted 4, if you've not looked at it in a while, put it back in, go play it again. That game is still unbelievably gorgeous.
And
so
you know what's really crazy about it
pick.
too? That like I want to give it this. I want to give Uncharted this one is because they really went out of their comfort zone on this game. Like we were over at your family's house on Thanksgiving and your little sister's playing and like it's while they're in Scotland. Is that where it was?
Scotland.
Yes. And like that color scheme that's so different from what they ever do.
Right.
So I'm gonna give them that one because they really they did something different. They had a lot of areas in the game too that were just for
different
looking.
for them. Yeah.
You know?
I would go Firewatch with an honorable mention to The Witness. And I know that those two games they look pretty much the same, but I like them both a lot.
I want to shout out all the rest of the ones like Salt and Virginia and all the ones like Everybody's Going to the Rapture, which did some amazing things with their silhouettes. I thought were beautiful. So
best narrative: Firewatch, Inside, Mafia 3, Oxenfree, and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
That one's hard to answer because I haven't played any of them.
Yeah,
except for Firewatch and
that one's tough for us. I do think that Uncharted is going to be up there for me, just because they tried something that isn't still. I know a lot of people give crap to the quote unquote walking simulators, but I like even though Firewatch fell flat for me in the end, I appreciate what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
And I liked Firewatch a lot. I just think the ending was a little iffy. But I think their mistake was that the expectation was allowed to build a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Which is such a tough tightrope walk to do. I would give my vote to Firewatch just because
their intentions,
what they went for was really, really cool. And I think that they still did a pretty good job with it. And I enjoyed it a lot. Even though, because to me, Uncharted 4 is Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. It's not. It's just the same
Uncharted
thing.
4 isn't bringing us anything super spectacular other than Nate has a brother.
But what it does,
but
what it does is the same as 1, 2, and 3. But what it does is done very, very well.
That's true. What were the choices again?
Inside, Mafia, Oxenfree. I would throw Gone Home Console Edition because again we're seeming like we can play fast and loose with the rules here. I know it was a PC game that came before, but it came out on PS4 this year. So if we can cheat and throw that in, Gone Home would be in there.
And a lot of people don't know too who got it like maybe on one of the cells where it was free.
And then Virginia, I thought had a great
Virginia
narrative.
and Gone Home to me were so perfect in their subtlety. They're giving you something,
the nuanced subtlety.
And you don't have to like. You don't even really have to do anything with it, you know? You can take it as lightly or as heavily as you want to take it.
Would your pick be Uncharted 4?
No, I mean, okay, out of those...
In these choices.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we were choosing, I would say probably Gone Home. I really love that game.
Here we are. This is the big one. Game of the Year. We have Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4. From those narrow choices, who gets your pick?
I mean, Uncharted far.
Uncharted.
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 Uncharted is definitely the one that I played, but
Uncharted, it's going to be really, really difficult for
that's
anyone to
gonna
top
be-
Uncharted. Even though
yeah.
it wasn't my favorite Uncharted game, it's so pretty. It's so you look at
It's
that
very
game. It's
polished.
so polished. My issues with it were not in a vacuum. Only playing Uncharted 4. If I had only played Uncharted 4, I would have probably said, "My God, this is amazing." But having played 1, 2, and 3, I was like, "Yep, Uncharted, still good, still
I
fun."
think a lot of people are gonna say Overwatch and Doom.
And Overwatch,
Probably Overwatch is gonna win because
it's got quite the
Blizzard just
community.
like they're great as far as what they give to their
Yeah.
audience. You know,
I would throw a nod to Battlefield 1 so far, which I'm.
why is that not on there?
That's a great question. I'm digging the crap out of Battlefield. If
Like,
we can
I'm
have one EA
surprised.
shooter on there, I think Battlefield 1 might have been the shooter I would have put on. I think I would take out Titanfall 2 and go Battlefield. But that's just me. If choosing from that group, I would say Uncharted 4. I don't know that I would give Battlefield 1 the game of the year over Uncharted 4. I think that game is... I think that you could easily say to someone who's... And this should be the test. If you're a new gamer... I'm a new gamer. What should I play from 2016? It's Uncharted 4.
Yeah, because
you're
it
gonna say-
has everything. There's platforming aspects, there's multiplayer, there's
If you need
Campaign,
2016's
I mean, like-
best intro into gaming,
oh yeah.
it's
I mean that's why
Uncharted
they
4.
bundled. That's why they always bundle Uncharted games because there's a little bit of everything in it.
so yeah, that's kind of our rundown. Obviously, we did skip some categories. There are some categories
You know
that
what
we really
wasn't
didn't.
on there at all?
Was that
That big space game. Oh my gosh, what is it
No
called?
Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky wins the award for biggest disappointment of the year.
I
Well
feel
done.
really bad for the people who made it, but then I'm also
they've risen from the ashes and
Yeah.
they're releasing an update soon.
there are
when
some
we
people who are
recorded
really
this.
enjoying it. So.
I hope so, because I don't like all the negativity. Anyways,
Yeah.
we didn't touch best mobile game, best VR game for reasons such as don't care, don't have one. So we did skip some that we felt like were appropriate. But those were our thoughts. If you have thoughts you would like to share in the comments, please feel free to do so. Let us know who you would give some of these awards to. If you liked the video, as always, please click the little like button, share it with your friends, do all that good stuff. Click subscribe. We would be super, super appreciative of that. If you disliked the video, click the thumbs down, leave a comment telling us what we could do better, how we could improve. We always are up for some constructive criticism, some nice, in a nice way, please. I'm asking you nicely. You can reciprocate, right? Good. So yeah, December 1st, we'll see what the actual winners will be. But until December 1st, stay nerdy, my friends.